Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, TikTok family? So, Lil, what's going on? What's going on? Tracy's in the building. What's up, Tracy? So good to see you. Christy, what's up, Christy? So good to see you, beloved. Absolutely beautiful day, beautiful day, beautiful day. What's going on, Mindset Masters family? Let's get it. Miss Tia, I see you. Let's get it. Big Al, what's up, Big Al? Try Jack, let's see it. Miss Julie, let's see it. Big homie, what's going on, big homie? Big homie, what's going on, man? What's going on? Cat lovers in the building. What's up, cat lover? Got my tar in the building. Let's get it. I know we're getting ready to shut it down. T baby, let's go. Raina, let's get it. What's up, Claudia? Britt Pack, so good to see you, my brother. Precious is in the building. Got my Ava in the building. Love you too, beloved. Yeah, we getting ready to show out. Yeah, we getting ready to show out. You can believe that. It's show out time. What's up, Tammy? So good to see you. Nolene, so good to see you. That part right there, JBE. What's up, Shauna? So good to see you. All is well. All is well. All is well. Life is in a mess and all is well. What a strange paradox. What a strange paradox. Good morning to you, Durango. Good morning, good morning. Hey, my brother, so good to see you. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, share the live to your stories, please, if you haven't already done so. Hey, my brother, so good to see you. Prashun, so good to see you. Again, do me a favor. Share. What's up, Becky? So good to see you. So good to see you. Again, share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. And also, let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. I'm going to do my part as the coach. You guys do your part. And together we're going to create a synergistic relationship. What's up, Yeti Barrett? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's get it. Mindset Masters families in the building. Type me in the comments if this is your very first time on a live with me. Type me if this is your first time on this chat with me, or in this live with me, I should say. Let me see how many brand new people I need to. My live streams need to come with a warning label. What's up, Red? So good to see you, beloved. If you are allergic to the truth, you are in the wrong life. Let me start by saying that. If you are allergic to the truth, you may want to leave now. You may want to just skip down the street. That part right there. That part right there. This is going to be a TED Talk on steroids. I promise you. You take all the TED Talks and you roll them into one. This is going to be that. Take every TED Talk you can combine and then stream them all together, and then this is you land it right there. Fantabulous. Good morning, T Benz. Good morning, Sabrina. What's up? What's up, Sabrina? Neffy's in the building. What's up, beloved? So real quick, for anyone that's new, yeah, all white today. For anyone that's new, Red, good morning, beloved. For anyone that's new to the platform, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, consciousness, emotional intelligence. I've been a coach for over 2 decades now. I've coached some of the most powerful people on the face of this earth, from top celebrities to top athletes, executives, coaches, therapists, psychiatrists, doctors, lawyers, politicians, you name it, I've coached them. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? The book is a bestseller. It's available on Amazon. I'm not here to push books right now. Lynetta, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. I am not here to push the book right now, but the book is, when you read the book, you'll understand why I'm qualified to do what it is I do. That's what you'll understand. You won't understand that until you read the book. You might think, oh, he's just another coach, and that's where you would be wrong. Right there. That's that. You would be at the intersection between right and wrong right there. Turning head, so good to see you, beloved. Again, do me a favor real quick, and what's up, Quee? Do me a favor and share the live to your stories real quick, you guys, if you haven't already done so, and then let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out, you guys, because you guys know once I get locked in and get going, I'm gonna get going. We're just starting the car up right now. We are just getting the car warmed up right now. Let's have a few appetizers real quick before the main course. Let's have a few appetizers real quick before the main course. Type me in the comments if you have had someone. It could be a boss, it could be your significant other, a friend, someone in traffic. Type me in the comments real quick if someone has put pressure on you. Type me in the comments if you feel the anxiety when someone puts pressure on you, whether that's pressure to get something done, pressure for you to show up for that person, pressure for this or pressure for that. Type me if Becky says 1,000%. I know that's right. I know that's right. Don't you feel that anxiety, right? Don't you feel that you feel it in your body? Like you can literally feel it in your body, right? Somebody said, Bella said daily. Island Time said, yep. Okay, B said, yep. I had to pull you out to the ocean real quick. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. Now you out in the middle. Now that I have you in the middle of the ocean, we can create the paradigm shift. How did that happen? How did they put pressure on you? It's humanly impossible. I said humanly impossible for a person to put pressure on you. Humanly impossible. So how'd they do it? How did pressure get applied to you from an external perspective? How'd they do it? The button for pressure is internal. It's not external. See, this is why self-awareness is so important. Let me give it to you the way I know you don't miss it. One more time. It's humanly impossible for a person to put pressure on you. Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Let's say I write this book, right? Here's the book. I write this book and I give you a copy of it. Now, the first day I give you a copy of it, I drive to your house and I hand deliver you the copy. You're like, oh, coach, you got the book, man. It's so wonderful. We sit there, we chit chat for a little bit, and then I leave. And you set the book on your coffee table. And the book sits on your coffee table for weeks. A couple of weeks later, I'm in the neighborhood and I stop by your house again. And I ask you, have you read the book? Just you seeing my presence puts pressure on you because you know that you haven't read that book. So in that moment, you start telling yourself a story. In that moment, you attach meaning to it. The pressure doesn't come from my presence, and the pressure doesn't come from what I say. The pressure comes from the story you tell yourself. The pressure comes from the meaning you attach to my presence. The pressure comes from you. It doesn't come from me. That would be like you picking me, you saying, coach, you keep picking up this book and you're pressing it on me. No, it's your job to either read the book or not read the book. Let me qualify it for you just in case you're struggling right now. See, this is why the camera check is so important to your life. What's a camera check? The beautiful thing about a camera, and when you look through the lens of the camera, is that the camera can pick up everything that's going on, but what it can't pick up is the stories. What it can't pick up are the emotions from the situation. So if you're looking at the situation through the filter of the camera, the only thing that the camera sees is two people standing there having a conversation. That's all that the camera sees because that's the reality of the situation. That's why the camera check tool is so important to your life. Because when you look through the camera of your situation, you're just going to see me standing there having a conversation with you. So if the camera can't pick up the emotion, then where's the emotion coming from? The emotion is coming from you. You attach a story to what your boss is saying. You attach meaning to what your boss is saying. You attach meaning to what your significant other is saying. You attach a story to that. And the combination of the story and the meaning creates the pressure. It's no different than if you've been on the freeway before. I know this has happened to you at least one time. You're driving on the freeway and you're minding your business and you're doing the speed limit and you happen to be in the fast lane. But somebody pulls up behind you and they're in a hurry. Clearly they're in a hurry and they're riding your bumper the entire time, right? And you start to feel all of this pressure. You start to feel all of this anxiety. But the anxiety and the pressure are coming from the story that you are telling yourself in the moment, not from the situation. One more time, if we look at the situation through a camera check, the camera would only capture a car riding behind you. Why? Because there's no story in the camera. There's no emotion in the camera. All of that comes from you. And once you add the story and once you add the meaning to it, that's where the emotion is coming from. That's where the pressure is coming from. It doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from the meaning you assign to what that person expected from you. It comes from the meaning you assign to what that person needed from you in that moment. You attached meaning. Meaning unlocked pressure. One more time. You attached meaning. Meaning unlocked the pressure. Not the person, you. Pressure is an inside job. It's not an outside job, beloved. Never has been. What's up, Rocco? So good to see you, my brother. Destiny, so good to see you, beloved. Right? You guys catch that? Love you too, Danielle. So you got to understand that, because if you don't understand, everything is neutral. That part right there, Tracy. So if you don't understand that, you're going to walk through life thinking that people are putting pressure on you, and no one's putting pressure on you. No, they don't have the power to put pressure on you. Nobody has the power to put anything on you. That's what I need. That's what self-awareness is going to teach you. Sir Presley, so good to see you, family. Nobody has that power. Nobody has that kind of power to put pressure on you. Pressure comes from the meaning you assign to what's expected from you. Let me say that 2 more times. Pressure comes from the meaning that you assign to what's expected from you. You know that person expects something from you. You attach meaning to that. That unlocks the pressure, not the person, the meaning you assigned to what they expected from you is what unlocked the pressure and the anxiety, period. A certified life coach, which is a terrible label to put on myself considering what I do, but that's the best one. That one will at least point your mind in a particular direction. Does that make sense? Everybody catch that? So stop moving through life here, and here's how do you remedy the situation? Over delivery. Over delivery has to be your superpower now. That's what it's all about. Everything's about over delivery now. If somebody needs something from you on Friday, get it done on Thursday. Over delivery, I'm telling you, will change. Over delivery will change your life. If someone is expecting something from you on Friday, deliver it on Thursday. If they need it by Wednesday, get it to them on Tuesday. Always be ahead of what people need from you. And this is how you control your life. This is how you control the game. This is how you control pressure. This is how you control everything. Because oftentimes we wait till the last minute to get things done. You guys know that? We'll wait till the very last minute to start getting things done. And then you start putting pressure on yourself. The pressure's coming from you. Why? Because you're waiting till the last minute to get certain things done. No, get things done ahead of time. That's how Amazon became Amazon. Amazon became Amazon because if they told you they was going to get you a package on Friday, they was going to bring it on Wednesday or Thursday. They were going to bring it before you were expecting it. And as a result, they built trust. You built trust in the brand and in the product and all of that. You love Amazon now. Why? Because they over deliver. When you start bring over delivery to your relationships, bring over delivery to your friendships. If someone is expecting a level 10 performance, bring them a level 12 performance. Whatever they are expecting from you, exceed the expectation. And then you change the perception of that person. You change their perception of you in their mind. Over delivery is powerful. I always over deliver. I'm only supposed to be here with you guys for an hour every single day, Monday through Friday. I over deliver every time. I don't ever give you what I promised. In the beginning, I promised that I would come and do an hour with you guys Monday through Friday. I'm doing 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Why? Over delivery. Period. I'm showing you that. I don't just tell you guys things. I live what I do. And I'm not saying that so that you guys have to thank me or anything like that. I'm showing you so that you understand what over delivery looks like in real time. Always give people more than they're expecting, and they'll never forget you. But when you just give a person exactly what they needed or exactly what they wanted, you just like everybody else. That's why you apply over delivery, because you change, you set a different standard in the mind of that person. Amazon is a different company than every other company when it comes to you. Why? Because they over deliver, and now you trust that brand more than any other brand. I can promise you, Amazon is the brand that you probably trust the most. Why? Because they over deliver. Always. I'm telling you, over delivery is a superpower, but bring it to every aspect. I bring it to every area of my life. It's a superpower. Over delivery is a superpower, especially when you get good at it. I'm going to always exceed your expectations. I'm never going to give you exactly what you were expecting. Never. Because I'm not doing anything special. If I give you exactly what you already expected, I didn't do anything special. What did I do that was special? I did exactly what everybody else did. But once I apply over delivery, if you expected me to be there for an hour and I stayed for an hour, 15 minutes, an hour and a half, I gave you more than what you were expecting. Now I've set a new standard in your mind. I'm going to stand out from everyone else. Be the purple cow in a sea of brown cows. You got brown cows walking around everywhere. Be that purple cow, man. Be the purple cow in your life in a sea of brown cows. And over delivery will help you do it. I'm telling you, bring it to every area in your life. Watch what happens. Let me say this to you. Anything that's not love is abuse. Anything that's not love is abuse. There is only love, and then there is the absence of love. That's it. Just look at the world. You'll see it. It'll take you 2.2 seconds to look at the world and see it. Anything that's not love is abuse. Love is what you are. Look at what happens to our world when love is absent. When love is absent, there's wars everywhere. When love is absent, there's violence. When love is absent, there's manipulation. When love is absent, there's hunger. When love is absent, there's homelessness. Anywhere where love is absent, something is wrong there. Now let's flip that on its axis. Look at what happens when love's presence is there. When love's presence is there, there's kindness, there's happiness, there's peace, there's joy, there's abundance, right? Look at what I'm saying to you. Where love is, you'll never find war. Where love is, you'll never find hunger. Where love is, you'll never find homelessness. Where love is, you'll never find abuse. Ever. The absence of love is abuse. Now, catch this. You are the human manifestation of love. So anytime that you don't give someone that love, that's a form of abuse. Now, you may not be abusing that person directly, I'll give you that, but it's still a form of abuse. Why? Because you're not giving that person the best version of yourself. You're giving that person some mediocre version of yourself. And what you fail to realize is that two things are being abused. The person is being abused because they're not getting the best version of you, but you're also being abused because that's a pattern that you are developing. You are mastering the ability to not show up as your most authentic self. You are hurting yourself, beloved, far more than you are hurting the other person. And you don't see it because you're making it all about them. You don't see it. Not only do you not see it, you don't see the pattern that's being built around it. You didn't got comfortable not being your best self. Sit here and lie, tell me you have. You have literally gotten comfortable not showing up as the most authentic version of yourself. That's a pattern that has to be shattered. It doesn't need to be broken. It needs to be shattered. Now, I'm not getting on you because I love you too much to get on you, but I've got to be your mirror right now. Just look at it. Just pause for 5 seconds. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for 5 seconds of pause and a handful of truth. That's all I'm asking for. Two things are being hurt. Because in your mind, you're thinking, I'm just going to withhold my love from that person. Okay, beloved, I get that part. But what you don't understand is that you're developing a pattern where you are going to eventually grow comfortable not giving the best of what you are, which means I'm hurting me. I don't hurt the person. Yeah, I hurt the person, but I hurt me most. Oh, I'm destroying me because I'm going to get comfortable doing that. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You're making it about them, so you don't even see the damage that you're doing to yourself. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories real quick if you haven't already done so. Do me a favor and share. You're the baddest thing walking. That's why God created you, to be the walking reflection of Him. Period. That's why He created you, to be a walking reflection of Him, just like your kids. Your kids are a walking reflection of you. That's all they are. And so God created you to be a walking reflection of Him. But what are you reflecting? If you're not giving that person what you are, which is unconditional love, that's what you are. Doesn't matter what they are in that moment. Doesn't matter what their behavior is. Doesn't matter if they're spiraling out of control. Doesn't matter if they're not in control of themselves emotionally. That has nothing to do with you. The same way when you drive on the freeway and you look over to the left and you see someone that's gotten in a car accident. When you see that person in a car accident, yeah, you feel bad in that moment, but it has nothing to do with you. You keep moving on with your life. People are walking car accidents. When you see that person and they're cursing you out, or the person is, projecting their pain onto you, or they're criticizing you, it's the equivalent of a walking car accident. That's what they are. They're not in control of themselves in that moment. That's why self-awareness is so important, because you're supposed to understand that. I can't change what I am because of what you are. I got to be what God made me. The lion will always be a lion. No matter what's going on out in the Serengeti, he's not going to change being what he is because of what his environment is reflecting back to him. That's you. You can't change who you are because of what's going on around you, because you ain't going to ever know who you are. That means that the environment dictates who you become. No, you control the environment. The environment can't control you. I master my environment. The environment can't master me. I have the power to change the environment. I have the power to change the energy in the environment. I have the power to change the mindsets in the environment, because I'm love. Nothing is more powerful than me. And the people that I encounter may be in pain, and that's okay. I've been there before. That's what God is saying. He's saying, come on, beloved, you've been there before. I pulled you out the fire. You didn't been there before. See, that's the problem. We sit here judging and criticizing people as though we haven't dealt with pain, as though we haven't dealt with trauma, as though we haven't dealt with loss, as though we haven't dealt with suffering. We didn't all dealt with it. How you acting like you don't know what that person is going through in that moment, and you didn't been them before? The person is only a reflection of something that you have been before. That's why you recognize it in them. The reason why you see it in them is because it used to live in you. Your heart should melt in that moment, because you've been there before. You didn't been depressed before. Tell me you haven't. You've lost control of yourself emotionally. Tell me you haven't. You've spiraled out of control of time or two. Tell me you haven't. Okay, the person is only reflecting some behavior that you used to carry inside of yourself at some point in time. And what God is using them, he's using them as your mirror. He's showing you you're not where you used to be. The person is only a reflection of something that you used to be, some state of being that you used to carry. That's all they're reflecting. And so you feel compassion in that moment because you know what it feels like. You feel empathy in that moment because you know what it feels like. But we all walk around like we didn't forgot. We should be the most compassionate beings on the face of this earth because we've all been through things. But we pretend. You get on the other side of your healing, and you done read a few self-help books, or you've grown a little or matured a little, and then we pretend like we don't know what it's like for that person to be out of control when we've been that version of ourselves plenty of times. What are we doing here? I'm just asking. I'm not asking you to change your life right now. I'm just asking you to look through the filter of the truth. People are walking, talking, emotional car accidents. The same way when you're on the freeway and you look across that freeway and you see somebody that's been in a bad car accident, you're like, man, you feel bad in that moment. Tell me you don't. Because your spirit comes alive in that moment. When you see people in pain like that, your spirit, and you forget about all your problems in that moment. In that moment, all your problems is gone. You don't think about none of your problems because you're seeing something that's far worse than anything that you're going through in that moment. That's why you feel that. That's what God created you for. He wanted you to feel. He wanted you to see. Okay, well, look at that person that you encounter face to face. Just the same way you look at the car accident. You didn't cause the accident. You're not responsible for how they feel in that moment. It's not your responsibility. But he's saying, beloved, pour love into that situation. Pour compassion into that situation. Pour some empathy into that situation versus you pouring your judgment, versus you pouring your assumptions, versus you labeling the person as though you've never been a version of yourself like that before. That's what he's trying to get you to understand. He's saying, represent me, even if you don't want to represent you. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories real quick if you haven't already done so, please. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Again, do me a favor, share the live up. Leticia, thank you, beloved. Let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out. What's up, Jalen? So good to see you, Jalen. So good to see you, family. So good to see you. I'm rich as hell spiritually. I promise you that. That's the best wealth in the world. That's the best wealth in the world. That is the wealth that everybody needs and is chasing. I'm spiritually wealthy. You know, I'm emotionally wealthy. I'm mentally wealthy. You know, I have a powerful relationship with your Father. I have a powerful relationship with our Father. You know, I don't focus on spiritual, I don't focus on material wealth. I know that's what you're asking me. Material wealth is the byproduct of spiritual wealth. It doesn't matter if I'm wealthy, you know, from a materialistic perspective, and I'm not wealthy spiritually, because I'm just going to suffer. I'm going to be depressed. I'm going to be unhappy. I'm going to be all of these things, you know. And so I don't even talk about material wealth anymore because it's not important. It's the least important thing in history, even though it's the thing that we're all chasing the most. You know, you got to understand that, you know, we all have an opportunity to build two things. You know, you have an opportunity to build your internal world, or you have an opportunity to build your external world. The reason why our world is suffering is because we're all focused on building the external world only. Why? Because you're more impressed with how your life looks to other people than how it feels to you. That's what we care about. We care about how we are viewed in the mirrors of other people. That's oftentimes where we get our sense of self-worth. We get our sense of self-worth based upon how we're measured in the minds of other people, how we're respected, how we're validated, how we're appreciated, you know, how much they believe in us, how much they love us, how much they show up for us. None of that matters. What matters is how much do you show up for yourself? How much do you believe in yourself? How much do you love yourself? What is the strength of your relationship with God? That's what matters. What's the strength of it? Not how much money is in your bank account. What's the strength of your relationship with God? What does he know about you that you don't know about yourself right now? That you maybe haven't discovered, that you maybe haven't become unlocked yet? What does he know about you that you don't know about yourself? Do you know specifically why he created you? Because if you don't know that, you don't know anything. See, that's the problem. We are so focused on what the purpose of everything else is, but we've lost sight of what our purpose is. You know what the chair's purpose is. You know what your car's purpose is. You know what the dog's purpose is, but we don't know our own purpose. And that's what hurts us. So we go through life trying to find our purpose in the mirrors of other people. The relationship is not your purpose. Your significant other is not your purpose. Whatever your job is, that's not your purpose. Your purpose is discover who you are underneath all of that. Who are you underneath the labels you carry? Who are you underneath your wounds? Who are you underneath your pain? Who are you underneath the childhood trauma? Who are you underneath the name that you carry, that you hold up so proudly? Who are you underneath the ego? Who are you underneath your reputation that you hold up to the world as though it really means something? Who are you underneath all of that? Who were you before you showed up here? Because you were also already somebody before you showed up here. That's the whole secret to life. That's the purpose of life. If your mission in life is to wake up and impress a bunch of people, you don't know who you are yet. If you're concerned about what other people think about you, it's because you don't know who you are. Period. You have no idea. And I'm not knocking you for that, because there was a time when I didn't know who I was. And I made every mistake. I was the best at being the worst. I tell my students that all the time. I was the best in the world at being the worst. Because anytime that you're not moving in alignment with God, that's exactly what you are. You're going to be the best at being the worst. You're going to become the greatest version of your limited self. That's what you're going to be. The greatest version of your limited self. So you get better every day. I know you are, beloved. I know. And I'm going to be right here with you every step of the way. I promise you. Lock and step. Lock and step. I'm going to hold your hand and we're going to get across the finish line. I can't tell you what day of the week it's going to be, but I can tell you what's going to happen. That part, I promise you. You got a rider on you. Ooh. I don't know what quit looks like. I don't know what it sounds like. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know. I'm all gas pedal. I don't have brakes. I don't even know what brakes look like. Brakes, they get brakes at Midas. I don't have brakes. I'm all gas pedal. That's how God created me. I'm all gas pedal. Brakes is what you get on your job. I don't have brakes. I'm all gas pedal. All right. Here's something that's important. Neptune, what's up, family? So good to see you, my brother. They're all gas pedal, I'm telling you. Because I understand that my last mistake was my best teacher. So when you understand that your last mistake was your best teacher, then there's nothing to be afraid about. I need to make some more mistakes. I need to make 2 or 3 of them today. And focus on who I'm going to become on the other side of the mistake, because I don't care about what people have to say. I'm not worried about their opinion. I don't need external validation. I'm not looking for people to believe in me. That's the old me. That's who I used to be before my spiritual awakening. Once you get your spiritual awakening, you don't care about what people think about you no more. You just don't care, because they don't have high opinions of themselves. So why would I be worried about that? I ain't got a shot if you don't have a high opinion of yourself. And people that have high opinions of themselves would never judge you. So there's only 2 things. The person that's judging you has a low opinion of themselves. That's why they're judging you. The person that has a high opinion of themselves, they don't have time to judge you, because they're too busy building and changing the world. They don't have time to sit around and judge you. Jeff Bezos will never pull up to your house to judge you. I promise you that. See, the athlete will never judge you for shooting shots in the gym. And the bodybuilder will never judge you for training in the gym. And the singer will never judge you for walking out on stage. The only people that will judge you are the people that aren't doing anything with their lives. Don't ever forget that. The only people that will judge you, I promise you, is the people that aren't doing anything with their lives. That athlete, man, keep trying. Every time you fail, he's going to tell you, keep trying. That singer, going to tell you, keep walking out on stage. One day you're going to change the world. That bodybuilder is going to tell you, man, keep going. And then one day you're going to be able to bench that 400 pounds, 300 pounds, 200 pounds. That's what they're going to all tell you. People that are doing something with their lives are going to always encourage you to keep doing something with yours. It's always the person that isn't doing anything with their life. It's got all this judgment, all this criticism showing up in your lives, all these negative comments. You ain't doing nothing with your life. I would never pull up to someone's live stream virtually and start, throwing all these negative comments in the chat. I would never do that. You couldn't pay me no amount of money to do that. People do it every day. They're doing it right now. There's some people either in this live or on some other live that's exactly what they're doing, because you're not doing nothing with your life. And the fact that people will judge you for doing the things that they don't have the courage to do. Don't ever forget that. People will judge you for doing the very things that they don't have the courage to do. Why? Because your greatness in that moment triggers their mediocrity. Just pay attention to the people that judge you, and then go look at what they're doing with their life. And I can promise you, you can put energy and time into something that doesn't matter. You arguing with a ghost. Person's not relevant, not in your life or their own. No, it's not green screen. It's not green screen. See. All right, let's turn up. Let's turn up. Let's turn up. We ain't even got started yet. We still warming the car up right now. We still in the parking lot right now. Over deliver, beloved. Just like you said. Yeah, we about to go to the ocean. Right now. What's up, Chris? So good to see you, family. So good to see you, family. So good to see you, Chris. Yeah, we getting ready to go to the ocean. What's up, Rose? What's up, Young? Okay. What's up, Dave? So good to see you, beloved. I'm sorry, I missed you coming in. Yeah, life is beautiful, man. It's only hard on your illusions. That's the only thing life is hard on. Life is only hard on the stories you tell yourself. Life is only hard on your illusions. Life is only hard on your should stories. That's the only thing life is hard on. Life is easy. Life is like, if y'all would just leave me alone and let me just do what I do and stop creating stories and stop trying to control things and stop living outside of the moment. If you would just focus on the moment and stop focusing on the next moment, thinking that the next moment has more value than the one you standing in, it doesn't. No moment has more value than the one you're in right now. You got to get your spiritual PhD. Come on, beloved. I appreciate you throwing that live. You got to get your spiritual PhD. I don't give a damn how many PhDs you get from Harvard. If you haven't gotten your spiritual PhD yet, you in trouble. Type DST in the chat. Type DST, all caps, in the chat. DST. That part right there, Chris. That part right there, Kev. What's up, Kev? So good to see you, family. You know what that stands for? Divine Standard Time. That's what your life is operating on. DST. Divine Standard Timing. That's what your life is operating on right now. Not your clock. It's operating on DST, Divine Standard Timing. That's God's time. Everything that's happening in your life right now is unfolding because of DST. I promise you. That's God's time. I'm telling you, it's all DST. That's why you suffer, because you want things to happen in your time and you don't understand DST. He has you exactly where he wants you right now. That doesn't mean 5 minutes from now you won't have some breakthrough or meet some person that's going to change your life or whatever the case may be. But my point is that we're all operating on DST. Once you understand DST, you stop suffering. Because you stop trying to control things and try to predict outcomes. No, everything is operating on DST, and you don't have control over that. He does. Your plans are wonderful. I mean, it's great that you have plans, but your plans, if they're not in alignment with his, are just going to be wishes. You're going to have a whole bunch of wishes going on, and you're going to upset yourself every time that your wish or your plan or your expectation doesn't materialize. Everything is DST. It's all DST. What's up, Divine? So good to see you, family. I understand that. So I'm mastering this moment. I'm focusing on, okay, God, while you got the DST rolling. Okay, cool. I'm locked in on extracting all of the value from the moment I'm standing in now. Let me say this one more quick. You guys got to remember that mango tree. Remember what I talked to you guys, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago about the mango tree. Mango tree is a bad boy, but you the mango tree. Watch this. People don't approach you because you're special. You got to understand that. When that person approaches you, they're not approaching you because you're special. Are you special? Absolutely. But that's not why they're approaching you in that moment. They're approaching you in that moment because you're useful. Think about a mango tree. When a person walks up to a mango tree, they're not walking up to the mango tree because of the tree itself. They're walking up to get the mangoes. They don't care anything about the tree. The average person can't even tell you what a mango tree looks like. So when that person walks up, they pick the fruit, eat the fruit, and spit everything else out. That's you. When that person walks up to you, you are like a walking, talking mango tree. There was something about you, something about your energy, your essence, your aura, the vibrational frequency that you were operating at that time that attracted that person to you. Your ego convinced you that it was about you. That's why you stay blind, because you don't see yourself as the mango tree. Every single person walks up to the mango tree, not because of the tree. And catch this part. Catch this part. If that mango tree happens to be out of season, watch this. If that mango tree happens to be out of season, they won't see the mango tree at all. They won't walk up to that mango tree. There's nothing for them to get. Think about what I'm saying. If that person walks up to that mango tree and they see there are no mangoes there, they turn around. They don't want anything to do with the tree. That's you. You have certain seasons in your life. You may be going through one of them right now. You have certain seasons in your life where you're not producing fruit because God is preparing you for the next season. Every season of your life is not going to bear fruit. Just like nature, just like reality. The mango tree doesn't have mangoes year round. There's going to be some times when there's no mangoes on your tree. That means you're in growth phase. That means you're in the transformation phase. That means that you're evolving. That means that you're changing. Stop fighting that. That's why we all walk around here suffering. You think something wrong with your life because you don't have a person in it, or nobody, you're not getting the attention that you want, or people not giving you the energy that you want, or whatever the case may be. God has He's preparing you for the next season. That part right there, Quanta. Yeah. There's things that need to happen. We think something's wrong because you expect them to have mangoes year round. No, people approach the mango tree not because of the tree, but because of what the tree produces. That's why they're coming. Now, once they get an opportunity to know you, once they get an opportunity to meet your spirit, once they get an opportunity to connect with your authenticity, then they want to stay with the tree. They want to hang out with the tree. They want to get to know the tree. But that's secondary, beloved. That's not why they showed up. It's not why they came. That wasn't the original reason why they came. Your ego is convinced you that that is the original reason why they came. They came for you. No, they didn't come for you. They came for the fruit that you produce. Your life produces a certain brand of fruit that my life doesn't produce. People come for the fruit. They stay because of the tree. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. Let me give you guys this real quick. Let me give you this real quick. I love you too, beloved. Again, let's do me a favor and share the live to your stories real quick. If you haven't already done so, share the live to your stories. Please, I would appreciate that. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so we can get the medicine out. Let's make sure we hit our goals today. Monica, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Anyone that has just recently joined the chat within the last, 5 to 10 minutes. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, in self-mastery, relationship mastery, consciousness, emotional intelligence. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? The book is a game changer. It's a bestseller, and it's changing lives all over the world. But I'm not here again. I'm not here to push or talk about the book, but the book is it's one of those ones. Um, Let me ask my students a question. Yeah, absolutely. Take a screenshot of it, you guys. Take a screenshot of it. The book's available on Amazon. You can get this book on Amazon. It's pinned. Tara has it pinned. So just take a screenshot of it. The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? The book is something that I should be talking about all of the time. You would think for what's in that book, um, you would think I'd be talking about it all the time, and I really don't. And I should, but I don't. Um, but let me get back to this live. Let me ask my students a question. What do you know specifically why people come in and out of your life? Do you know specifically, like, Coach, I've got it. I'm not confused. I don't think, no maybes. Do you know specifically? Here's the name of the book. Take a screenshot of it. The Secret of Awareness. Absolutely, you're welcome. The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? Right. Again, do you know specifically? I love that, nephew. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that, mama. I love that. Do you guys know specifically why people come? You got to know. There's just certain things you got to know to unlock. I love that, Rock. Come on, Divine. I like that, Chris. Okay. We're going to get busy getting busy. We're going to turn up. I'm getting ready to teach you something. I'm getting ready to teach you something that's going to change. It's going to change the way you see people. I promise you. It's going to change the way you see people for life. I'm getting ready to share something with you that's going to change the way you see people for life in the best way, not in some negative way. Okay, for my students, you know, we talk in words, but we think in pictures. So let me paint a portrait for you. Again, we talk in words, but we think in pictures. Here's the portrait. Here's the portrait. For my students, lock in. I need you to picture in your mind the most beautiful kitchen island that you have ever seen in your life. Picture that in your mind right now. Type me in the comments for my students. When you can see the picture, I'm talking about it's in the most beautiful home, in some mansion somewhere, right? And it's made out of pure marble. See that in your mind. It's made out of solid. I'm talking about this bad boy is beautiful. Got this big, beautiful chandelier, right? Picture the most, one slab, solid marble. I'm talking about it is gorgeous. Picture that island in your mind. Beautiful kitchen, beautiful island. Picture that in your mind. That's so important. If you don't get that part, you're going to miss the whole, what I'm saying. Okay, you see it? Abracadabra say you see it. Okay, you see it. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. Lock in, Brock. Lock in, Lynetta. Watch this right here. Lock in, Jazz. Okay. Now, the night before, you had this huge party. I'm talking about the house is packed. There's people everywhere, and everyone brought a dish. Some people brought chicken wings, and some people brought nachos, and some people brought finger foods, and some people brought barbecue, and some people brought fruit salad, and some people brought potato salad, and all these foods. I'm talking about food everywhere, covering the island. And you guys partied all night long. But some drinks have been spilled on the island. Some food has been spilled on the island. You know, there's chips covering the island. There's all of these things covering the island. You wake up the next morning, everybody's gone. But the island is covered with food. And there's no one there to help you clean it. Freeze that thought. That's exactly how your life works. The real you is the island. And everything that's covering the island, your ego is covering the island. Your programming and conditioning covering the island. Your wounds covering the island. Your fears covering the island. You know, all your past traumas covering the island. The island is covered. But the things that are covering the island aren't connected to the island. They're just stopping you from seeing the island. The island is still there. But there's so many things on top of the island that you can't see its beauty anymore. That's you. You're that island. You're solid marble. You can't spill anything on the island that would stain it. So nothing has stained you. Nothing has hurt you. But there are some things that are covering you. So we can't see the real you until we start to remove some things. Now freeze that thought. That's what God is doing. So you get a knock at the door. One friend shows up. And when that one friend shows up, they walk in the kitchen, they look at the island, and they remove a single item. That being a metaphor for they reflect some version of yourself that needs to be removed from the island. And then they leave. A couple minutes later, another person shows up. They take all of the chicken wings off the island, meaning they were your mirror in that moment. They were showing you where you needed to heal, where you needed to change, where you needed to evolve. And once they do their purpose in your life, they'll be gone. The next few minutes, another person enters. They take something off of the island. The point not to be missed is this. Every person that enters your life will take or will help you to remove one thing from the island. And eventually, there'll be nothing left. And when there's nothing left on the island, because every person that God sent in your life was only mirroring something where you needed to heal. Something where some area part of you where you needed to evolve, something that needed to change. At some point in time, there'll be no more people entering your life to reflect your pain or to reflect your trauma or to reflect where you need to heal because the island has been cleared. There's nothing left on the island. And when there's nothing left on the island, we can see its beauty now. That's what this is all about. Every single person that enters your life is only helping you to remove one thing on the island that's keeping the rest of us from being able to see the real you. They are reflecting something back to you that you need to remove. That's all it is. That's what the whole game of life is about. Every person that enters is only helping you to remove one thing. And once they deliver on their purpose, they will leave your life. That's the impermanence. They will leave your life. So Chris, you were right, but Brock, you were right as well. Some of you guys were right. All of you guys were right. So they're all helping you to move. It's all about impermanence. See, you've been programmed to condition to think that the person is there for that. No, the person came to help you remove something. Now they're not going to help you remove everything that's sitting on top of your island. That was not their purpose. They were only going to help you to heal one version of yourself that you have been in the past. That needs to heal, that needs to evolve. Why? Because every version of you that's wounded, fear reigns over love in you. That's why you can't love yourself unconditionally in this moment, because fear is reigning over certain parts of you where love needs to shine. Like the island. We can't see the island because there's stuff all over it. Now the island is there, but there's things covering the island and we can't see that. So every person comes into your life and they're going to mirror back to you somewhere where you need to heal, somewhere where you need to change, somewhere where you need to evolve. And once that person has lived out their purpose in your life, they'll be gone. They were only there to be your mirror. They were only there to help you remove the things that were on your island. If you can understand that, again, we talk in words, but we think in pictures. If you can understand that, then you'll understand while everybody is coming in and out of your life, you'll stop clinging to people. They're there. It may take them a while to help them remove what's on your island. So they might be there for a year, they might be there for 2 years, they might be there for 3. It doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. It's not about the time. It's about what they came to help you remove. What did they come to help you see? What did they come to help you unlock? That's what matters. Everybody catch that? Yep, absolutely, Monsieur. Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. You know what's mind blowing to me? I'm gonna tell you the most mind blowing thing in the world to me. Absolutely, Tracy. Turn their heads, catch this. I'm gonna tell you the most mind blowing thing in the world to me. Goes for all of us, me included. I'm gonna throw my hand up there first. You're picky. Yeah, you are. Me as well. You are picky. You are picky about the clothes you wear. You are picky when it comes to the types of food you eat. You are picky when it comes to the car that you drive. You're picky when it comes to all of that. You're picky when it comes to what movie you want to watch at the movie theater. You're picky when it comes to that. Be just as picky when it comes to who you allow to have access to you. Be just as picky when it comes to who you allow to be your partner. Be just as picky when it comes to how much you love yourself and how much you show up for yourself. Be just as picky as that. See, because we'll be picky when it comes to the things that really don't matter. But when it comes to staying in the relationship past the expiration date, we're not picky when it comes to that. When it comes to staying at a job that you don't love anymore, we're not picky when it comes to that. When it comes to you waking up every single day to a life you don't love, we turn the pickiness meter off when it comes to that. But when it comes to that restaurant, are you picky? When it comes to your outfits, are you picky? When it comes to that's not what's going to create the depression. Your outfits don't create your depression. The chicken or the fish dinner that you order at the restaurant is not what's producing your depression. You're picky when it comes to the wrong things. Now, when it comes to what you're going to order on that menu, you turn super picky. When it comes to what movie you're going to watch that night, you turn picky. When it comes to the type of car you drive, you sat and thought about it so long, you were so picky. But when it comes to the relationship, where's all that pickiness at? When it comes to you not being disrespected, why are you not picky then? When it comes to you not living out of your authenticity, why are you not picky then? Why are you picky when it comes to all the things that don't matter, but you're not picky when it comes to the things that do? Just help me understand. Because if you were picky, and if everyone in this world were picky when it comes to the things that really matter, there would be no toxic relationships. I can promise you right now, if you go to that restaurant for lunch today, you go to the restaurant, you order the chicken, they bring you fish. You can say, no, I didn't order this. Now you need to take this back. I didn't order this. And if they keep getting it wrong, you go leave immediately. But we don't do that when it comes to the relationship. This person is sitting here serving you something that you don't want, just like the restaurant. But you stay in the relationship, but you left the restaurant in 5 minutes. Make it make sense to me. go to the movie theater. You went to go watch Avatar or something. They put some other movie on the screen. You're going to walk out of that movie theater immediately and say, let me see the manager, please. I didn't order this movie. I didn't pay for this movie. I want to see the movie that I paid to see. But you don't do that when it comes to the toxic relationship. This person is sitting here putting something on display in your face every day, putting something on display in your face every day. But you ain't picky when it comes to that. But you picky when it comes to the movie. But you ain't picky when it comes to what a person is showing you in your life. Just make it make sense to me. We are picky when it comes to all of the wrong things, and we're not picky when it comes to the right things. That's all I'm trying to say. The movie theater is not going to impact your life negatively. Yeah, you might lose an hour and a half, 2 hours, but that's it. But we sit here in these relationships for 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, no pickiness, accepting all types of things that we don't need to be accepted. But you don't tolerate that at the restaurant. You don't tolerate that at the nail salon. The minute that lady does something to your nails that goes against what you wanted in that moment, you're going to check her immediately. I don't like this. I don't have to know you when I know that. You're going to ride her behind. But you won't do that to your partner. When they're giving you things that you don't want left and right, that's far more impactful than the nail salon would ever be. Am I lying? Am I lying? Nephew, I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate that. That's all I'm saying. We just picky about the wrong things. That's all I'm saying. We need to turn that around. Bring the restaurant energy to your relationship. Bring the nail salon energy to your relationship. Bring the hotel energy to your relationship. If you walk in that hotel and you done paid $200, $300, $400 for that room, and you walk into that room and the bed is already unmade, there's clothes all over the place, you're gonna leave, you're gonna walk out of there immediately. Immediately. I don't have to know you, and I know that. You're gonna immediately go back and you're gonna demand better. You're gonna demand another room and you're gonna demand your money back. But why don't you place them same demands when it comes to the people that you allow to have access to you? Why aren't those demands there as well? You're going to do it for the hotel, but you won't do it for your life? I'm just asking. I'm not asking you to change your life. I'm just asking you to better understand it. You go to that hotel right now and you just spent your hard-earned money and you walk in that room and it's dirty. You're walking out immediately and you are going to demand better for yourself. But we don't demand better for ourselves when it comes to our life. But you'll do it at the hotel. You'll do it at the restaurant. You'll do it at the movie theater, but you won't do it when it comes to who you allow to have access to you. Just make it make sense. My job is to get you to think. That's my job. Or I don't deserve to have access to you. If I can't make you think, I don't deserve to have access to you. But don't just stop with me. If you look, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't want to give you a truth ache. I just want to bring some realness to your life. You know, we just got to be picky. It's cool to be picky. I'm not saying don't be picky. No, be picky. You know, but damn, we got to apply. I mean, that should be applied. That energy has to be applied to every area of your life, not just certain areas. That's all I'm saying. Uh-oh. We about to turn up. I'll let you know it's a weather report coming in right now. We got a storm coming. It's going to be here in about 5 seconds. So if you won't have an umbrella, you might want to get one. The weatherman just said that it's a weather report coming. I mean, a bad storm coming in, Category 5. It's a Category 5 storm coming in right now. So if you don't have an umbrella, a coat, water bottles, electric blanket, you might want to grab one. Don't get caught in the storm. Please don't get caught in the storm. Do me a favor, get the likes up, you guys, so we can get the medicine out. Share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. I appreciate that. Share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Please, I appreciate that. All right. I warned you. See, we love to talk about red flags when it comes to other people. Oh, we love that. I'm talking about we love it. We love to talk about the red flags when it comes to other people. Some of us have mastered that. But the truth is, some of those red flags live in you. The very red flags that you highlight about the other person actually live in you. Here are 10 reasons why you just might be the red flag in your relationship. I'm going to give you all 10. I'm getting ready to give you the top 10 reasons. I'm holding up a mirror to you. I'm just going to be your mirror right now. I'm going to give you the top 10 reasons why you might be the red flag in your relationship. This moment requires honesty. It requires the truth. And I'm going to say it to you in a way that you won't be able to run from it, but I want you to face it, because anything that we don't face controls us. Anything that we don't face, we are a slave to. It's like trying to run away from your feet. You can't escape your own feet, and you can't escape what you fear, and you can't escape what's controlling you. And you won't be able to deny this, right? Number one, you ignore your own needs. Here, let me say this. Type yes in the, come on, we just got to have brutal honesty here. If we don't have brutal honesty here, we ain't gonna grow. So if you are any of these things, just type yes in the comments. You ain't got to explain. You ain't got to put your business all on the thing. Just type yes in the comments if any of what I'm saying, because you got to understand, if you're saying yes, and I get that part, beloved, we're not judging anyone. This is a judgment-free zone. We ain't got time to judge. They judge on Court TV. So we don't do the judging over here. You want to judge? We go to Court TV. They're going to judge you all day long. What I'm saying is, I want you to, let's fix it. Once we identify it, let's change it. Okay. So here's reason number one. You ignore your own needs. Bottom line. You might be the red flag because you ignore your own needs. You probably don't even know how to meet your needs, let alone how to lock into that internal self-discovery. You may not have figured out how to meet your own needs yet. And the reason why I say that is because if you haven't become the most powerful version of yourself, you don't know what that version of you needs. You don't know what the most powerful version of you needs, because you're not that version of you. So you don't really know what you need to make you happy. You don't really know what fulfills you. That's why we start adding people to our lives. Because we feel these voids, we feel this emptiness, and so we start adding other people to our lives. But when we do that, we oftentimes neglect our own needs. Why? Because we don't want to be lonely. We don't want to be bored. We don't want to be single, right? We want someone in our lives. At least a half a man is better than no man. I don't know how many people I've coached and I've heard them say that. Coach, half a man is better than no man. No, that's called suffering. Number two, you let people walk all over you. You let people walk all over you. You allow people to treat you any kind of way. And you become a doormat because deep down inside, you believe that your needs don't matter as much as theirs because you're looking at yourself through the filter of your pain. You're looking at yourself through the filter of what you've been through. Never realizing and understanding that this person over here has been through just as much as you've been through. But because you don't have access to their pain, you only have access to yours. You see yourself through the filter of your pain. And so we don't feel like we're enough. We don't feel like we're worthy. We don't feel like we're deserving of the love and all of these other things. Because again, you're looking at yourself through a filter that you don't see your partner through. You see your partner through their potential. You see yourself through your pain. Big difference. Number 3, you stay way longer in relationships than you need to. Again, these are the top 10 reasons why you might be the red flag. One more time, you stay, I know 99% of the people on this app right now is in category number 3. I know 99% of the people on this app right now. I'm gonna leave that 1% for just, we gotta leave the window cracked because I'm not saying everyone, but I know 99%. Right? You stay way longer than you should in a relationship. And this is probably because you're scared to be alone or you just don't want to start over. It's one of the two. Either you don't want to start over or you're afraid to be alone. Type yes in the comments if I'm talking to you right now. Again, this is a judgment-free zone. It's all unconditional love. Okay. Number 4, you rush to get into relationships. Number 4, you rush to get into relationships. You do that because you want the feeling and the fantasy, but not the truth. See, we rush into these relationships because there's a certain feeling you get when you first get in that relationship. Oh, that first energy relationship, when you first get with that person in the beginning, that's a feeling that you can't put words to that feeling. That newness, you can't put words to that feeling. And so we chase that feeling. But we don't chase the truth. We're not chasing the truth, but we're chasing the feeling. Number 5. I know a lot of you guys are in category number 5. You lose yourself when you really like someone. Ooh, when you meet that person that you really like, you completely lose yourself. You get totally lost in the relationship. How many of you guys are in category number 5? I'm talking about when that I'm talking about that person you really like. I ain't talking about no regular person. And here's the thing. This has become a pattern. It's a pattern for you now. This comes from not having a solid sense of self. That's why you lose yourself, because you don't have a solid sense of self, or you didn't at the time. So when you meet someone and you dig them, you end up making it all about their life, and then you start neglecting your own. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to somebody right now. One more time. Number 5, you lose yourself when you really like someone. And this has become a pattern for you. And this comes from not having a solid sense of self. So when you meet someone and you really dig this person, you end up making it all about them and what's going on with their life, and then you slowly start to neglect your own. Okay, Sean. Again, we're not judging, right? Everything is good. All is good. All is well. Number 6, I know a bunch of you guys are in this category. You accept mixed signals. I know at least 75% of you guys are in that situation right now. You confused as hell in the relationship. You accept mixed signals. How can you ever gain clarity if you're accepting confusion? How are you going to do that? How can I get to clarity if I'm accepting confusion? And this is often because you believe that the person you're with is the best that you can get. See, that's why we do it. You believe that the person you're with in that moment is the best that you can get. Number 7. I know I got at least 50% of you guys on this one. Number 7, you keep giving second chances. Again, these are the top 10 reasons why you just might be the red flag. You keep giving second chances. And this is because you avoid all of the hard choices. Every hard choice that you need to make, you avoid it. That's why you give the second chance. Number 8, you fall for words and not actions. And that gets you every single time. You fall for words and not actions. I know I got at least 75% of you guys in that bracket alone. And more than likely, this is because attention feels like love to you. That's why you do it. Because you have programmed your mind to make attention feel like love. Anytime that person is giving you their attention, you interpret that to be love, but it's not. They're two completely different things. Number 9, you settle for bare minimum effort. This is because you don't have real standards yet. That's why you settle for that. And the boundaries you don't set today become the drama you'll face tomorrow. I said the boundaries that you don't set today become the drama you'll face tomorrow. Number 10. I know I got at least 99% of you guys in category 10. I know at least 99% of you guys got to be in category 10. I think this is the biggest one. I think category 10 is the biggest one. You blame having trouble in love and relationships on the dating pool or on something outside of you. Let me say that one more time. You blame having trouble in love and relationships on the dating pool or on something outside of yourself. I wasn't even with you. And I know you said this at least one time in your life. Oh, there aren't any good men out there. There's no good women out there. All the good men taken. All the good women. You didn't say that at least one time in your life. I know that for sure. Never realizing and understanding that we meet people on the same level of psychological wounds that we carry. So the reason why there's no good men out there is because the only men that you're qualified for are the men that carry the same psychological wounds as you. The men that carry similar pain than you, because that's what the relationship is about. The relationship was never about Netflix binge watching and cupcaking and pillow talking. That's not what the relationship is about. The relationship is a container that gives both parties the ability to heal and have companionship at the same time. The reason why there's no good men out there is because all of the good men are operating on a different vibrational frequency than you're operating from at that time. That's why you can't connect with them, because you haven't done the work on them. What's the best relationship advice I give you guys all the time? Make a detailed list of every single thing that you want in your future partner, and then become the list. Because if you don't become the list, you'll never attract the list. One more time. We meet people on the same level of psychological wounds that we carry. So when you say there's no good men out there, what you're really saying is, coach, in my particular city, based upon my psychological wounds, there aren't very many men available to me. And the men that are available, I'm just not attracted to. That's what I hear when you say that. That's what I hear. I understand what you're saying, but what I hear is, based upon my level of psychological wounds, in the city that I live in, with the type of people that I'm attracted to, there are very few people that I'm interested in. That's really what you're saying when you're talking to someone that's self-aware. When you're talking to someone that's not self-aware, they're going to agree with you. Oh, you right. There ain't no good men out here. No, there's no good men that fit your energetic. That's an energetic match for you. Every single person has to be an energetic match for you, or the person won't be in your life. Because there's nothing to heal. There's nothing to reflect. And when you've done the work on you, you will only meet people that have done the work on themselves. That's when the relationship becomes beautiful, when I don't have to be your mirror anymore and you don't have to be mine. Now the relationship is powerful. We can go out and change the world. But if we haven't done the work on ourselves, then we're just going to be each other's mirror. And eventually you're going to say, I don't like this person anymore. Or they don't do this for me. No, because you don't like what they're reflecting back to you. That's why you don't like them anymore. It's not the person. You don't like what they reflect. That part right there, turning heads. Does that make sense? Some of you guys will probably, but see, now you understand. So one more time, I'm saying this with all the love in my heart. The red flags are in you, beloved. The red flags are in you. If you identify with any of the 1 through 10, that means, and it doesn't matter if you have 10 of the flags or 1, right? It doesn't matter if you have number 1, number 5, number 7, number 10. It doesn't matter which number you carry. The point not to be missed is that every person that's going to come into your life is only going to reflect that unhealed version of you. They're going to reflect the version of you that still needs to heal. That's why they're there. Now, while we going through the healing and while we creating that safe space for each other, yeah, we're going to go on date nights and we're going to go to the movies and we're going to go to the bar and we're going to go here and we're going to go there. You get to do all the fun stuff, but at the same time, that's not why they're in your life. They're in your life because there's something that needs to heal in you and you weren't healing it in yourself. So God put that person in your life to reflect back to you what you had been avoiding or what you failed to see or what you had been running from. That's why they are in your life. Not to kick it, not to go to the parties, not to just pillow talk and cupcake all night, but to reflect you back to you. That part right there, DST. See, that's why we don't understand. See, we've been listening to people that hadn't discovered themselves. So we thought relationships are all about partying and kicking it and going to the movies and cupcaking and pillow talking and being booed up. We made it all about that. We had no idea that it was about that person being our mirror at that time. We had no idea. Hallmark doesn't talk about that. Lifetime, when you sitting there watching them Lifetime romance movies, they're not talking about that. Romance novels aren't talking about that. Nobody's talking about that person being your mirror. Nobody. But that's what the relationship is all about. They got nothing to do with all the things we made it about. Nothing. That's why we're so quick to get out of the relationship, because we don't understand why the relationship is reflecting us back to us. You think your partner is getting on your nerves. No, you are tired of them showing you who you are. Oh man, my girl always getting on me, man. She always getting on me. You know, she's always reflecting you back to you. That's what you don't like. You know how many men I've heard say that, man, my girl, she be on me. No, she trying to help you. And you don't understand that because you lack the emotional intelligence, so you running away. And then you go run into another relationship, get past the honeymoon phase, which we all do, and then that person does the same thing that the person you just ran away from is going to do. That's why it doesn't make sense for you to jump from relationship, job to job, because everything is only reflecting you back to you. Now, you can run into another relationship, but you still going to meet the same energy, just wearing a different face. You're going to meet the same mirror, different face. That part right there, Jazz, same demon, different body. So you can keep jumping from relationship to relationship and wasting your time and your money, but that person is going to still be your mirror no matter where you run. You can't outrun the mirror. I don't give a damn who you get in a relationship with. You cannot outrun the mirror. And there's only going to be certain relationships. That's why you don't notice the pattern yet. You don't notice that you've still been dating the same kind of people. You haven't figured that out yet. That you've been dating the same type of people. See, every person has an expiration date. We all do. Some of you guys are 1 year people. Some of you guys are 2 year people. Some of you guys are 5 year people. Some of you guys are longer, meaning that at a certain point in time, the relationship starts to fall apart. That might be a year. That might be a 2 year. See, I used to be a 2 year person. Oh, for that 2 years, are we jamming out? But after that 2 year period would come, things would start falling apart. Why? Because that person started to reflect me more and more and more and more. And because I wasn't self-aware at the time, I'm running from the reflection. I go get somebody new. I get all the newness again. Yeah, I'm excited again. Why? Because I'm escaping my pain. I'm escaping me doing the work. Never realizing and understanding that that person was just reflecting me back to me. I might have already had the best thing. I ran from the best thing to get to the second best thing because I didn't understand. Now I understand. Does that make sense? You got to deal with the reflection by understanding it. Because you can't change what you don't understand. How can I change what I don't acknowledge? How can I change what I don't acknowledge needs to be changed? And if you don't understand this on a spiritual level, not conceptually, I'm not asking you to understand the concept of it. You got to understand this spiritually. Because if you don't understand the spiritually, you won't transform. Somebody said, "Is that AI?" Again, let's get the likes of you guys so that we can get the medicine out. Hey, what's up, Chris? So good to see you, family. What's up, Star Kid? Boom. Yeah, let's rock out. Again, the best dating advice in the world. Make a detailed list of every single thing you want from your future partner. I said detailed as possible. Make that detailed list, everything you want, and then become the list. Become the list yourself. And when you become that list, you'll attract the list. But if you make the, coach, that's too much work, I don't want to do that, then you will continue to attract low vibrational people, and you will continue to attract people that will only reflect what you need to heal. So either way, you're either going to be by yourself, which you're still going to run into mirrors, or you're going to put in the work on yourself so that your next relationship is your best relationship. It's so simple. It's very simple. It's very simple. Very simple. How much time we got? How many? Yes, early. Let me go. See, here's the problem. The most dangerous form of blindness is believing that your perspective is the only one. That's the most dangerous form of blindness in the world. The most dangerous form of blindness is thinking that your perspective is the only reality. Most people don't realize that they're walking around blind, not because they can't see, but because they refuse to see anything beyond themselves. When you're convinced that your view is the only truth, you stop listening. You stop learning. And you turn every disagreement into some argument. And that's when conversations shut down, connections weaken, and possibilities disappear. Because the moment that you assume that you're always right, that's when you'll guarantee that you will always be wrong. Real intelligence isn't about defending your perspective. Real intelligence is about upgrading your perspective. Do you love yourself enough to upgrade your perspective? Everyone is your superior in this moment. Every person you meet. That's universal truth. Every person you meet is your superior because they know something that you don't know. They experience something that you haven't experienced. So when I look at that person, I'm not looking at that person to put myself on some pedestal above the person. I'm looking, how can I take a page out of their book? I appreciate that, beloved. You got to become a master at that. Every single person that you meet, your first mindset should be, how can I take I don't need the whole book. How can I take a single page out of that person's book? That may be their persona. That may be some word that they use. That may be something that the way that they speak, the way that they carry themselves, their personality, some page that I can take from their book. That's what it's all about. Because we learn from each other. That's how you became smart. See, but your ego has convinced you that you just smart. No, you became smart not because of what you learned. You became smart because of other people and what they learned. And you leverage what they learned. But your ego has cut you off from that. Think about what I'm saying. You didn't write the books that you read. You didn't build the school that you went to. You didn't build the car that you drive in. You didn't build the libraries. You didn't build the phone that you're holding right now. You are leveraging other people's intelligence. We need each other. We're so blind, we don't even see it. Listen to what I'm saying to you. We walk around here blind as hell. It's embarrassing how blind we are. You didn't have to design your clothes. You didn't have to go to nail school and all this other stuff like that, the cosmetology school and all of that. You didn't have to do that. You get to walk into some building that you didn't have to build, sit in some soft chair that you didn't have to create, and get your nails done by somebody. You didn't create the paint that's going to be on your nails. You didn't have to do anything. That person just enhanced you. They just added significant value to you. Look at every person through the same filter. Why are we so blind? It just makes no sense to me. When I look at people the same way I look at the man that owns the supermarket, the same man that I'm purchasing my car from, the same man that I'm gonna purchase that suit jacket from. They're adding value to me. Every person adds value to you. Every person can teach you something that you don't currently know right now. So how can you have any enemies in your life? When you move through life with that filter, versus you let your ego hold the steering wheel and make the decisions for who you connect with and who you don't. That's ignorance. Every single person is your teacher. That's how you become the master. I become the master by letting everyone be my teacher, by taking a single page out of every. What's the point in me talking to you? What would be the point in you talking to me? I'm the mango tree right now. This is my fruit. But every person has some unique fruit. Man, get the fruit. Stop tripping on what color the tree is. That's why we're suffering. We're so caught up on what color the tree is that we don't even get the fruit from the tree. Oh, I don't deal with black trees. I don't deal with brown trees. I don't deal with white trees. Oh, man, you smoking, man. What's wrong with our minds? I just don't get it. I try to get it. I promise you, I try. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I'm gonna cut my value off because of my ignorance. I'm gonna stop myself from growing because of my ignorance. But I claim to love God though. Oh, I love and believe in him, just not his creations. How do you love him, but you don't love what he created? How do you love him, but you don't have no love for what he created? Just make that make sense. I'm not asking you to change your beliefs. How can you claim to love him, but reject what he created? That doesn't make sense to me. No, you only like certain people because you're still asleep. Because you're operating from your programming and conditioning, and your programming and conditioning is what rejects people. Your spirit has never rejected anything in history. It rejects nothing. The only thing that rejects is your ego and your programming and conditioning, what you call your me. What you call your me is the most dangerous thing you are in possession of right now. And the only person that doesn't know that is you. It's keeping you disconnected from all reality. It's producing all of your suffering. It's producing the depression. It's producing the unhappiness. It's producing the fear. Get rid of the me. It's hurting you, man. Get rid of your me. It's destroying your divinity. Get rid of your me. That's the enemy in your life. You have no outer enemies. Every outer enemy that you have is a reflection of a me, some version of your me that you've been. If you've been in a gang before, that person that's that gang member is a reflection of something that you were when you were out of alignment with your divinity. Had you been in alignment with your divinity, you would have never had that. So you were being something that you had no business being. That's how you created the enemy. The person is there to reflect something that reflects when you were out of your divinity. That's how we get outer enemies. Because you won't operating out of love. What do we say? Anytime that you don't operate out of love, that's abuse. Where love is not present, only abuse can come, only violence can come, only disrespect can come, only pain can come. Anytime that love is not there, which is what you are, means I'm not my authentic self. I'm showing up pretending. I'm showing up being something that I have no business being. That's why I created the outer enemy. Because they are a reflection of the inner enemy that I created within myself. That's all they were reflecting. I created an enemy within me. And that person showed up wearing my face, but wearing the face of that version of myself that I created. That's it. Anything that's not love is abuse, period. We don't see it. Too blind to see. We all have vision. We all have sight, but we're too blind to see. We don't see. You don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. The eyes are only the mechanism that give you the opportunity to bring that object to your mind. Mind then reports that to spirit. Spirit then makes the decision. But when you're not self-aware, mind makes the decision. Ego makes the decision because you haven't awakened. That's what the awakening is about. It's about you getting rid of the me. That's the whole purpose of awakening. That's what spiritual awakening is. It's the death of your me. The thing that's hurting you the most. That's all it is. Boom, my eyes see something. Eyes don't have an opinion. Eyes don't have thoughts. The eye only reports to your mind. Once that information gets reported to my mind is going to make a decision. Why is my mind making a decision? Which means your soul is making a decision. Why is soul making a decision? Because spirit's not awakened yet. Once spirit is awakened, everything gets in line because nothing is more powerful than spirit. Nothing. Your me is hurting you. Bad, bad, bad. The depression, your me. Your fears coming from the me. Your doubts, the me. Your limiting beliefs, the me. Your anxiety, your me. The me is a character. What is it? It's just a culmination. It's the combination of your wounds, the combination of your programming and conditioning, your ego, your persona, the mask you wear, your personality, the combination of all of that is what you call your me. And that bad boy's been running your life the whole time, running your life into the wall, into this over here, and it doesn't care about your success. The me is not in your life because to make you successful. It doesn't care whether you're happy or not. It doesn't care whether you're rich or poor. What it cares about is control. It wants to stay in control of you because as long as it stays in control of you, it keeps you disconnected from your spirit never wakes up. Spirit never wakes up. Yeah, ego is a part of me, absolutely. Of your me, absolutely. What's that? This is what keep you safe, Alex. I'm sorry. You messed it up with who? Who got something messed up with? Alex, you said ego. You said, what if you give love without expectation, but this person still goes silent? They weren't your person. Yeah, me is a part of the ego. Me is a part of the ego. Yeah, if you give love without expectation and the person disappears, they're not your person. What do we understand? The law of 33. 33% of the people are going to love you. 33% of the people won't like you for a reason that has absolutely nothing to do with you. And then the 33% of the people won't have a dog in the fight either way. You got to stop fighting for who's not fighting for you. You got to stop chasing what's not chasing you. And that's what's important. You got to focus on what your 33 is. Everyone's not a part of your 33. That person just may not be a part of your 33, and that's okay. They may be a part of someone else's, but they're not a part of yours. Your job is to begin, because your job is to give love, not to seek it. And to understand that people are not our possessions. People don't belong to us. People are experiences that we get to have. Think about a butterfly. Let's say you have the most beautiful butterfly garden in the world. Right? You sit in your backyard, you got a beautiful butterfly garden, butterflies everywhere. And one day you decide that you don't want the butterflies to go anywhere. Right? Because they fly off and they do different things, but they come back. They always come back. So one day you walk over to the most beautiful butterfly in your garden and you grab the butterfly. Now, if your hands are open like this, the butterfly will stay. And it'll flap its wings, but it'll stay there, right? But the moment that you close your hand, which is what we do, and we cling to the butterfly, you're going to damage its wings. And that's what we do with people. The moment you cling to something, you hurt the thing. Because that's not why we were created. We weren't created to cling to anything. We were created to let everything be free, and so again, you keep your hands open like this, the butterfly will may sit there for the rest of the day in your hands because it feels safe. Treat every single person that you meet like the butterfly. We want to take the butterfly, put it in a jar, seal the top, put some grass in the bottom of the jar and sit there and look at it all day. Put it on some trophy case. This is mine. She's mine. You're hurting the butterflies. If it wants to be there, it's going to be there, whether you want to or not, whether you worried or not, whether you stress the butterfly or not. Everything is going to be in your life because it wants to be there. And if it doesn't want to be there, they just weren't a part of your tribe. And that's okay. I only want the things in my life that want to be there. I don't want a single thing in my life that does not want to be there. Not one. You can't claim to love yourself if you're worried about who's in your life or not. No, I'm too busy building myself. All of the time that I have available for me, I'm building myself. And whoever's going to be there is going to be there. And the people that won't. That's the problem. If you're worried about who's not there, then you're not putting enough energy into who is there. Stop worrying about who's not loving you and start focusing on the people who still are. Because sometimes that's what happens. We're so concerned about the people that walked out that we overlook the people that stayed. We start neglecting all of the people that are still here because we're so caught up on who walked away. Doesn't matter who walked away, who stayed, who's still here that needs your love right now. Because if you're missing them, then that means something is missing in you. Because love doesn't seek, it doesn't chase anything, it doesn't need anything. Love does not need anything. What you are, unconditional love, needs nothing. It lets everything be free. One more time, if you're missing them, that means something is missing in you. Because if you genuinely love that person, you should want to see that person be happy, even if that happiness doesn't include you. That's real unconditional love. Long as they're somewhere and they're happy and they're safe and they're warm, that should be enough for you. If you genuinely love that person, if you need that person to be in close proximity to you, something's wrong. Something's missing in you. Something's missing in you. I'm telling you, something's missing. Let me say this real quick. Again, let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Do me a favor and share it live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Please share it live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Please. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, everything is fine. You know, everything is good. Everything is good. Nothing's broken. Nothing needs to be fixed. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to better understand yourself. And the moment that you better understand you, the world can understand you. How can we appreciate you if you don't fully appreciate yourself? If you haven't fully become everything that you're supposed to be in life, develop the flower that you are, man. You know, if you not, you're like that flower that's in every person that comes in your life, gives you the ability to fully develop yourself. Right, to become more developed, because every person helps you to unlock something that you are currently not in possession of right now. I'm focused on developing the flower, not on who's here while I'm developing it, but just on developing that flower. And how can I do that if I'm always focused and worried about who's coming and who's going? I don't have time for that, because the person didn't belong to me anyways. And that's what we have to understand. Some people are going to come in your life for a day. Some people are going to come for a week. Some people might come for a year or a decade. How long they come or go is none of your business, but you can't control it anyways. When that person leaves, it's because it was time for them to leave. It's because whatever they came to do, they did it. Whatever that person was supposed to deposit in your life, I promise you when I tell you this, God will not remove a single person from your life until they do what they came to do in your life. Even if that thing was painful or if that thing was joyful, whatever they came to do, they did it. I'm telling you right now, that's how he moves. He put that person in your life for a reason. And I can promise you, if you look back over your life, you'll see it. You'll see that whatever that person came in your life to do, they did it. That person might have came into your life to have a kid with you. Boom, and then that person left. You're like, oh, he a terrible father. No, he did what he came to do. This kid might go out and change the world. God doesn't need him anymore, because he knows that you're going to make sure that that kid becomes everything that kid needs to be. You have to understand that. I didn't understand that. I'm thinking something was wrong. My mom, the single mom, no, it was perfect. My dad didn't need to be there. He didn't need to be there at all. He probably would have ruined everything had he been there. I'm just being real. You know, you got to start to understand that we don't understand life. So if you can't understand life, you're going to always look at it through the wrong filter. And if you're looking at it through the wrong filter, you're going to always suffer. I'm sitting here thinking something's wrong with my life because my dad is not there. The best thing in the world is the fact that my dad wasn't there. That was the best thing in the world. So I would have never became this version of me. Had he been there, I would have never been this version of me. My mom was enough. That's all I needed. So I'm sitting here jealous and envious of all these kids that's in this two-parent home, never realizing and understanding just because two people in that house doesn't mean that they're happy. Just because there's two people in that house doesn't mean that there's peace. Just because there's two people in that house doesn't mean that they're loved. It could be fighting and chaos and drama and all kind of things going on. You sitting here being jealous of this person when you got peace in your home. It might just be you and your mom, but at least there was peace. At least there was love. At least that was her. That's all you needed. You don't know what's going on in that home. You sitting here looking from an outside perspective, having no idea that person can be an alcoholic, a drug addict. You don't know what kind of abuse is going on in that home. God put you in the situation that he put you in for a reason. Just celebrate that, and that's enough. That's what we don't understand. That part right there. Newsflash, real quick. You didn't fall out of love with your partner. I know your mind is probably telling you that. You didn't fall out of love with your partner. You stopped feeding the love. Big difference. Big difference. One more time. You didn't fall out of love with your partner. You just stopped feeding it. The distance, how many of you guys have distance in your relationship right now? Type me in the comments if you and your partner have kind of become emotionally distant. Not when you don't like them or anything like that, but you guys are just you feel yourselves growing apart, right? Because this is for you, if that's the case. Okay. Chris, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, family. All right, so here we go. This is for you. If you are in that bracket, this is for you. So again, it's not that you've fallen out of love with your partner. You stop feeding it. The distance in your relationship doesn't mean that it's over. It's not what that means. See, this is why self-awareness is so important. The distance in your relationship does not mean that it's over. It just means that you have to start seeing each other again. You're not seeing each other with the same vision that you saw each other with in the beginning. If you have grown apart with your significant other, let me give you 5 ways to get it back. I've been doing this for 2 decades. If you have grown apart from your partner, I'm gonna give you the top 5 ways to get the relationship jump started again. Here we go. Here we go. Start small. Start small. Don't wait for some grand gesture. Start small. Start with a text saying, I was just thinking about you. You know how powerful that is? Start with that. When you at work or you out in the world or when you with your friends and you have a thought about your partner, just send that text, because I'm sure in the beginning of the relationship, that was something that you used to do. Every time you think about your partner, every time you have some thought about your partner, just send that text thinking of you. That's it. Something that small can ignite an entire fire inside of someone. Start with some small act of kindness. Because the smallest, and let me tell you, in that small act of kindness, it can almost be anything. Something that you pick up from your partner, something that you do for them, or whatever the case may be. Start smart with some small act of kindness, right? Number 2, this one is important. Put the phone down. Please. Put the phone down. You can't reconnect through distraction. We're so distracted. How you gonna reconnect when you got all this distracting going on? When you're with your partner, be there mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Be present. No phones. Just be present. Be there. We sit there, we checking our phones every couple seconds. We pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone. The relationship is a part of the phone now. I mean, the phone is a part of the relationship now. No. Just no phones. Whenever you with your partner, be present, be there. Presence is the new intimacy. Don't ever forget that. Presence is the new intimacy. It's the sexiest thing in the world, to be fully there with your partner. Or why be in the relationship? Number 3, show gratitude daily. Start saying thank you for things that you stopped noticing. There are things that your partner does for you that you used to say thank you for, that you don't do that anymore. Because there's all of these expectations there, which then leads to entitlement. You just expect it now. Yeah, you used to say thank you in the beginning, but you don't do it anymore. So again, show gratitude daily. Start saying thank you for the things you stopped noticing. The coffee, the errands, the effort. Gratitude means your heart is still blessed to have them. That's what gratitude means in a relationship. It means my heart is still blessed and still feels blessed to have you. Number 4, speak your partner's love language. Not yours, speak theirs. Doesn't matter what yours is, speak their love language to them. If it's touch, do it. If it's words of affirmation, affirm them. If it's acts of service, start helping without your partner having to ask you to. Just do things without them having to even ask. Stop loving how it's easy and start loving how it lands. That's the best advice that I can give you in the world. Stop loving how it's easy and start loving how it lands. It doesn't matter that it's easy for you if it's not landing for them. That's the biggest mistake we make in the world. Because you love people how you know how. But because that's the only way you know how to love, doesn't mean that they're receiving that. Because that's coming from your programming and condition. It has nothing to do with them. See, we love people the only way we know how when we lack self-awareness. But the brand of love that you're offering may not be a brand of love that they're used to, or may not be the brand of love that they want. It doesn't matter what you want to give. What matters is what lands. You want it to land, or everything else is just noise. Number 5 is important. Talk about the future again. You guys have probably stopped doing that. In the beginning, that's all you talked about was the future. Everything was about the future in the beginning. And maybe that was before the kids got there. And maybe that was before the debt got there. Maybe that was before the credit problems got there. But you used to talk about the future all the time. You don't do that anymore. Now all y'all talk about is the problems. You talk about the bills. You talk about what's wrong. You don't talk about the future anymore. And couples that don't talk about the future grow apart. When couples stop dreaming together, they start drifting apart. So this is what I would encourage you to do. Start a project together. That's one of the coldest things you can do. Start a project together with your partner. Start some project together, something that you both are going to love to do. I don't give a damn if y'all decide to write a book together. I don't care if y'all decide to start kickboxing together, go do yoga together, build something together. Start some project with your partner together, some project that takes you guys out of the normal everyday routine of what the relationship is, the normal patterns of what the relationship is, so that you bring something fresh and new into the relationship. Start a project together. Something that you guys can both be excited about, but it has to be mutual. Can't be just something you love, and it can't be something that they just like. It has to be something together. And if you do that, when you start that project together, now you got new energy in the relationship. And then that's going to spark intimacy, and then that's going to spark communication. And now we got something new to talk about, and we got the energy back. These are little things. Start a project together that you both enjoy. I'm telling you, just that right there can change everything. Now, if I knew you guys personally, I could tell you the type of projects that would align with your personality. But I'm sure you can figure it out. Just start a project together. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm gonna tell you a great project that you guys can start together, or something that you guys can do together. I tell a lot of couples, start a book club with your friends. It's not just about going to the club and going to here and going to there. Start a book club, right? Where it might be you guys and two other couples, so a total of 6 people. And you guys start a book club. We're going to start grabbing a book on self-awareness or emotional intelligence or relationship mastery or whatever the case may be. And we start a book club together. That's something that we can do with other couples. It's something where we can get us talking. We're growing at the same time. We're changing. We're evolving. All kinds of beautiful things are happening, right? And you guys can move around from different houses. You can do it hosted at your house one time, hosted at this couple's house one time, hosted at the other couple. You guys having drinks, coffee, tea, whatever your thing is, finger foods, and everything's beautiful. It's easy. That part right there, Cosmic G, it's easy. But start a book club because men need the emotional intelligence aspect of it. The women are going to love that, and everybody wins, right? Everybody walks away with a better version of themselves. And make plans again. You got to start making plans again, not just chores and bills. The average couple, that's all they talk about is chores and bills. There are no plans being made. Make plans. Surprise your partner. Just set up a dinner date. Don't even ask them whether they want to go. Just set the date up. People love to be surprised. Just do it. They're going to feel special in that moment. They're going to feel validated. They're going to be seen. They're going to feel seen. Just make plans. Maybe get ready tonight at 7 o'clock. I'm coming to pick you up. We're going to, I got a surprise for you. Don't even tell them where you're going. Just tell them this is how I need you to dress. So that way, when you pick them up, they're going to love it. Everything is planned out. You thought, that took effort. It took energy. You're showing that person, you're important to me. That's what you're showing them. It don't have to be no fancy restaurant. It could be something so simple. It could be Olive Garden. It doesn't matter. But plan the whole day without their participation. Just tell them, hey, wear those slacks, wear that button-up shirt, wear this thing, or wear this, that, whatever the case may be, something that is appropriate for the occasion so they're not underdressed. And then boom, come pick them up, and then boom, this is where we're going. It's going to change everything. You see what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. Let me give you something else real quick. Here's what we fail to realize. The biggest mistake we make right here. Here's what we fail to realize. Love requires maintenance, beloved. Heavy maintenance. Love requires maintenance. You wouldn't buy a house and never sweep the floor. I know that for sure. You wouldn't buy a car and never put gas in it. That house is going to require maintenance. That car is going to require maintenance. But when it comes to our relationships, we'll let them be on autopilot, as though they're supposed to manage themselves. No, you buy that house, it's going to need you to always sweep the floor. You buy that car, you're going to always have to put gas in it, put oil in it. This is just the basic things. You got to bring that same mindset. Who's covering the maintenance in the relationship? Chances are you looking for your partner to do it, they're looking for you to do it, which means no one's doing it. No one's covering the maintenance. Then what happens when maintenance doesn't get covered on things? Things start falling apart. When maintenance does not get covered on that car, the car's going to fall apart. When the maintenance is not getting covered on that house, the house is going to fall apart. Well, your relationship is no different. When the maintenance isn't getting covered on the relationship's going to fall apart. It's going to fall apart. Stop expecting your relationship to run on autopilot. And some of you guys are blaming the relationship for what neglect created. No, don't blame the relationship. You're blaming the relationship for what neglect created. It's not that love left. It's that you stopped showing up for it. I said it's not that love left. It's that you stopped showing up for it. If you want the spark back, stop waiting for the magic and start being intentional again. That's how you get the spark back. You got to be intentional with everything you do. If it's one-sided, then you shouldn't be there. Period. Period. Why are you there? This goes back to the top 10 reasons why we end up in toxic relationships. And then we're going to blame the other person. If you can understand that it's one-sided, then you can also understand that that person, listen, people treat us how they see us. And that's a hard pill to swallow. I'll give you that. But that's reality and it's the truth. People treat us how they see us. How you are being treated is the number one indicator of how that person feels about you specifically. I'm not talking about your kids, I'm talking about the dog, I'm talking about your family, I'm talking about your friends. I'm talking about you. The way that a person treats you specifically is the number one indicator with respect to how that person feels about you. So if I'm not matching the effort, and effort is free, if I'm not giving you the love, and love is free, if I'm not giving you the compassion and the kindness, all free, what am I really saying about you? What is my behavior demonstrating to you? Love is free, kindness is free, compassion is free, understanding is free, empathy is free, all free. So if I'm not willing to give you what doesn't cost me anything, what am I really signaling to you? And if you are not willing to see what I'm not willing to give you, what does that say about yourself? If you can't see what I'm not giving you, what does that say about your vision? And you showing up day in and day out to the same relationship over and over and over again. What are you pretending not to see? What are you waiting for? That's what blows my mind. What are you waiting on? My patterns show you who I really am. My words are designed to rock you to sleep. So you hanging on to the word or you hanging on to the pattern? Because if you're hanging on to the pattern, then you should already know the truth. If you're hanging on to the word, it's because you're waiting for the actions to align with the words, and that'll never happen. See, we pretend not to see things. We start turning the red flags into wallpaper. Whole relationship colored with red flag wallpaper because we refuse to see it. Because you have an attachment masquerading as love. You have needs masquerading as love. You have desires masquerading as love, because love is service. If that your partner isn't serving you, there's no love in the relationship. And I hate to have to be the one to break that to you. If your partner is not serving, boom, here we go. The lion is out. The lion is out now. You didn't unlock the lion. Damn, I was trying to get through this whole live without him being here. He like, Coach, get out the way. Lion like, Coach, get out the way. You got a little bit too much sugar in your conversation right now. You got to get out the way. Let me say something to you real quick. I'm going to say this with all the love in my heart. True love, I'm talking about genuine love. Your whisper, how do I measure it? How do I know, Coach? How do I measure it and how do I know? Let me tell you how. When your whisper becomes louder than a marching band coming down the street at 3 o'clock in the morning. Picture that in your mind. That's what you measure the love on. When your whisper is as loud as a marching band coming down your street at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's what you measure that love on. What am I saying? When your partner genuinely loves you, your whisper is loud because that person wants to serve you. My partner can whisper to me. She don't need to scream. She doesn't need to yell. She doesn't need to repeat herself. Her whisper one time was as loud as a marching band coming down the street. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That's what love is. That's what service is. She doesn't need to say it twice. Not when she's already said it once. And I'm listening for the whisper. I'm listening for what's being said. I'm listening for what she's not saying. If I ask her, are you okay? And she says, yeah, I'm fine. I know that it's not. I know that she's not fine. In that moment, everything else stops. Let me focus on why you're not okay. That's what love is. It's not me just settling for, okay, yeah, I'm fine. Because there's plenty of people that's in your life and you ask that person, are you okay? And that person, yeah, I'm okay. And you know that they're not okay. You know that there's something on the other side of that okay. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That's what real love is. So when you got to scream and yell and get dressed up to manipulate your partner, put on a sexy outfit to manipulate your partner, you have to dress a certain way to get your partner to do this, cook them a meal to get them. I ain't got time for that. That's not love. That's manipulation. If I got to get dressed up and get sexy for you and put on cologne and shave just to ask you to do something kind for me, ask you to do something nice for me, something's wrong with that. I got to trick you into doing certain things, and I got to ask you at a certain point in time of the day, and I got to show up looking a certain way just to get you to show up for me. Hell no. Ain't no love in that. My partner's whisper is as loud as a marching band coming down the street, full force. I'm talking about drums banging. I'm talking about horns going off. Picture that in your mind. Her whisper sounds like that. So you got to understand, there's 8 billion people on the face of this earth. God gave me one person. That's it. One person. How you fail at that? You got one person in your life. How you dropping the ball with the one person? Now I can understand you got to take care of 1,000 people. I can understand you got to take care of 500. I can understand you like, coach, God put 50,000 people in my life. I can't take care of all these people. I'm stressed out. That would make sense to me. That would make sense. I can say, I see why you dropping the ball. I see why you failing. But that's not the situation. You got one person in your life and you can't take care of the one. What are you taking care of if you can't take care of the one? Just help me understand. Taking care of one person is the easiest thing in the world when you genuinely want to do it. But when you don't want to do it, you're going to find an excuse. If you got somebody in your life and that person is not showing up for you, it's because they don't want to. It's not because they can't. It's because they don't want to. Bottom line, I don't know how to serve it up to you any other way. They don't want to. My partner could literally tell me at 3 o'clock in the morning, baby, I'm hungry. I'm finna go get something. I'm finna find something. I don't give a damn if I gotta go get some Doritos from the 7-Eleven. I'm going to get something. And I'm honored to be able to do it in that moment. Service. because she's gonna do the same thing for me. It's about service. To love is to serve. You got one person to take care of. And if your partner can't take care of the one person, listen, you see, here's the problem. You haven't blessed them with your absence. Sometimes you got to bless people with your absence so they can appreciate your presence. I said, sometimes you have to bless people with your absence so that they can appreciate your presence. Sometimes your presence has lost value. It's not that you have lost value as a person. No. Don't ever get that confused. It's that your partner having so much access to you has caused your value to diminish in their mind. When value diminishes, you got to ask 2 or 3 times. When value diminishes, you got to say it over and over again. When value diminishes, you got to ask them to walk on eggshells. When value has diminished, you got to say things twice. Value has diminished. Not value in your value in God's eyes, your value in the mind of your partner has diminished. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. So don't blame yourself. Every now and then you got to bless a person with your absence so that they can appreciate your presence, because the moment that a person no longer has access to you, your value skyrockets. In ways that you can't even imagine. The moment that person no longer has access to you, your value skyrockets in that moment. But access kills value. Too much access to anything destroys the value. That's why you don't appreciate the stuff that you got going on in your house right now, because you got too much access to it. That's why you probably don't appreciate your job the same way anymore, because you got too much access to it. You don't appreciate the car the same way anymore, because you got too much access to it. Doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that when you have too much access to something, it will destroy the value of that thing. And you can't see the value of that thing again until its presence has been removed. I take your car away for 6 months, you're going to love the hell out that car. I take your clothes away for 6 months and only give you 5 outfits to wear. When I give you back your clothes, you're going to love your clothes all over again. It's the same way when it comes to you. When we start giving people too much access to us, our value diminishes. If I take you to see the same movie every single day for 6 months straight, you're going to be tired of seeing that movie. And that's a movie. So imagine how it's for a human being. Think about what I'm saying. If I take you to the movie theater every day for 6 months and we watch the same movie, you're going to be tired as hell of seeing that movie. But we don't understand that when it comes to people. People ain't no different. That person waking up to you every single day for 6 years straight. Man, they get tired of seeing the same routine, tired of seeing the same patterns, tired of seeing the same movie. You want the person to be excited, but they know what the movie is like. Because we wake up being the same versions of ourselves every single day, day in and day out, day in and day out. The movie ain't changed. Why would you expect them to be excited about it? We ain't excited about ourselves, and we expect our partner to be excited. You ain't excited about your own life. Why would you expect somebody else to be? If you're not excited about your life, why would your partner be? Think about what I'm saying. The average person wakes up every day and you're not excited about your own life. You ain't jumping up and down about your own life, but you expect other people to do it. How can I be excited about what you're not even excited about? And then we got the audacity to go throw ourselves in a relationship and expect this person to be excited about something that we're not even excited about. You don't love your life. Why would they love it? But the day you start loving your life, everyone else will love it. I'm telling you. All right, let me give you guys this last piece and we're going to get out of here. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. What's up, Robert? So good to see you, my brother. So good to see you, family. Thank you for everything you do, my brother. So good to see you, Rob. Let me throw my hand up there in the ring before I say anything. Let me throw my hand up there. I'm guilty of this. How many of you guys have said, just type me in the comments, how many of you guys have said to yourself or to someone else at some point in time, I'm loving them the best way I know how. How many of you guys have said that before? Type me in the comments. You might have been talking to a girlfriend. You might have been talking to your homeboy where you said, damn, I'm loving him the best way I know how. What they want, what do they want me to do? How many of you guys have said that before? I'm throwing my hand up there. I'm the first one. Somebody said did it so many times they lost count. We've all said it, right? At some point in time. Here's one of the biggest mistakes that people make in relationships. Everybody always says, I'm loving them the best way I know how. That's one of the biggest relationship mistakes we make. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, am I loving them the way that they want to be loved? Yeah, you're loving them the best way you know how. I'll give you that. But are you loving them the way that they want to be loved? Because that's what matters. Doesn't matter if that's the only way you know how, if it's not the way that they want to be loved. Because good intentions don't always mean a good connection. Yeah, your intentions may have been good, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be a powerful connection there. And you might believe that you're showing love, but if it's not landing with them, it's just noise. Doesn't matter how much love you show. What matters is how much love lands. We got to get out of that show part. That's the part, that's what messes us up. You're focused on the fact that you show love. What you need to be focused on the fact is, does the love that I show land? Because if it doesn't land, you didn't show anything. The showing is all in your mind. What matters is what's showing up in their mind. So one more time, you might believe that you're showing love, but if it's not landing with them, it's just noise. Because you're doing what's comfortable for you, not necessarily what's meaningful for them. You're doing what's comfortable for you, not necessarily what's meaningful for them. That's what matters. For example, some of you guys give gifts, but what your partner really may have wanted was your time. Some of you guys solve problems, but what your partner may have needed in that moment was to just be heard. Some of you guys are present in the room, but emotionally, you're miles apart. Yeah, you were present, but emotionally, you were miles away. That's what I'm saying. So in your mind, you showing love, but it's not landing. We got to get out of that, oh, I show love thing, and get out of that, is the love that I'm showing landing. Because if it's not landing, you wasting your time and the other person's. I need the love I show you to land. If I'm going to invest the time anyway, if I'm going to invest the energy anyway, if I'm going to invest the effort anyway, wouldn't it make more sense to make sure that the love I'm showing my partner is landing? Because if it doesn't land, it's just noise. You did all that for nothing. You didn't benefit from it. They didn't benefit from it. So who benefited from it? Here's the problem. You're loving how it's easy, not how it matters. That's the problem. You're loving how it's easy for you, not how it matters to them. And then you get frustrated because your effort, didn't hit the same, but the love didn't have that opportunity to take root. Love has to take root. So if you want to love better, be a student of your spouse and learn their love language. Learn to love better. Become their student. Because what's important is, how do you need to be loved? Not how do I want to love you, because how I want to love you is what's convenient for me. It's what's easy for me. And we got to break out of that. I'm loving you the way I know how. But that has nothing to do with the brand of love that you want to be shown in that moment. That just is my opinion. That's how I think. But that has nothing to do with you. So here's what I want you to ask your partner. You want to change the whole energy in your relationship? Here's something I want you to ask your partner. Ask your partner, what makes you feel seen? That's one of the most powerful relationship questions you can ask your partner. Ask your partner, what makes you feel seen? That's one of the most, and then be silent. And whatever they say, if you genuinely love that person, do that. Ask your partner, question number 2, what makes you feel special and appreciated? Oftentimes, that's all people want is to feel appreciated. Appreciation will take you around the world. A person will travel the world for you if they know you appreciate what you do for them or what they do for you. Appreciation goes so far, it would blow your mind. I'm telling you, most people will show up even to a job, work overtime, just because they know they're being appreciated. It's not always about the love. It's not always about what you do. It's about, do you appreciate what I do? Don't just do what's natural for you. Do what's needed for them. Don't just do what's natural for you. Do what's needed for them. Because we got to break out of that. We start doing what's natural for us, but not necessarily what's needed for them. And then we miss the mark. Because the goal isn't just to love someone your way. The goal is to love them in a way that they can feel. Let me say that one more time. The goal isn't just to love someone your way. The goal is to love them in a way that they can feel. Right? I'm going to leave you with this. Everyone says that they want a good partner, but very few people know how to be a good partner. Everyone says that they want a good partner, but very few people know how to be one. A lot of people believe that being a good partner is all about money, gifts, date nights, and all of that. But being a good partner usually comes down to the small things, things that cost nothing but change everything. Let me set my mic down right there. Set my mic down right there.